In this diagram, we'll take a look at the relationship between reproduction, development, and evolution, three important concepts in the life sciences. We'll start on the right with two individuals that evidently have become winners in the struggle for existence. Due to whatever combinations of traits that they had, they were able to avoid predators and get enough food and resist disease and find and secure a mate and win competitions with others of their kind, etc. So they get to become the parents of the next generation. So this is natural selection at work. Natural selection favors individuals with the best fit adaptations to the local environment. Now, what is it to become a parent? Well, in a sexually reproducing species, it means producing specialized sex cells by the process of meiosis. And here we see the process of meiosis. You'll recall that the chromosomes must be duplicated, and there will be some new mutations happening during that process, so we'll get some variation due to mutations here. We also have variation in the sex cells due to recombination that happens early in meiosis and the random assorting of chromosomes during this process. The result of meiosis are sex cells that have a lot of genetic variation. Every sex cell is unique, and sexual reproduction produces a lot of variation, which is the fuel for evolutionary change. Now, of course, the males and females then will arrange a meeting between the sperm and egg cells, and that will produce a fertilized egg. That fertilized egg will go through repeated cycles of the cell cycle, mitosis generating two new cells, and then interphase and mitosis again, and so on, and you'll get the formation of a multi-celled body composed of a bunch of cells cooperating together to keep the whole organism alive. Now, inside all of these body cells are the same chromosomes, and chromosomes are composed of DNA. And DNA, we know, is the recipe for building proteins. So cells are different because they're making different proteins. So the proteins determine the function of the cell, and the cells cooperate with each other to give rise to the entire individual, the adult individual, with certain traits. So the traits of adults are due to the characteristics of cells, and those characteristics of cells are due to the proteins within them, and the proteins within them are coded for by the recipes stored in DNA. And the DNA of every individual was inherited from mother and father. So what we have here then is a cycle going round and around and around, where development produces individuals with certain traits. Natural selection favors individuals with the best fit traits. They become parents, and in the process of sexual reproduction, lots of new genetic variation is produced in offspring, which means that you'll have different developmental outcomes. Different kinds of individuals will be produced in the next generation, and that's more fuel for natural selection to operate with. Round and around we go, and we get the evolution of the population. They evolve adaptations to whatever local circumstances they're dealing with.